Howdy, everyone. My name's Nicholas, and welcome to the Headliner PodPod. For those of you not in the know, we're a show about podcasts featuring podcasts by podcasters that's hosted by people who help podcasters with their podcasting. And yes, that is a tongue twister. On every episode of the podcast, a few of the folks over at Headliner sit down to play a game that centers around listening to randomly selected clips from over 500 show submissions that we've gotten from podcasters in order to find what we're calling Pod Zero. Here are the rules. Each lucky contestant will hear a 60-second podcast clip. Then they'll need to pick the correct podcast title from a lineup of 3 choices. But before we do that, let's say hi to each of our contestants today, starting with Kristian.
Let's go.
Love it. Very enthusiastic, 100% awesome. Next, we have Jesse.
Woohoo!
Max.
Keep it going.
Hey, everybody.
And Elissa.
Hi.
So I'm already just saying Jesse might be my favorite this week. He didn't say hi or anything. He just went woohoo like a cartoon character, and I'm living for the enthusiasm. We also, of course, have Oliver here, playing producer once again.
Ahoy.
All right, so let's just dive right on into things. I'm going to pick one of you at random. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Max.
Woohoo! Stole Jesse's line.
Yeah, I can tell. So you know how it works? You just got to cover your eyes. We're going to play a clip from the podcast. And then once the clip has been played, you'll have to pick what podcast it was.
All right, let's do this. Covering eyes.
That same person who's coming up to me and trying to rap to me and talk to me and blah, blah, blah. The minute that I make them not feel wanted as a queer woman of color, right? Walking down the street. That same, right, that fear of rejection, that's actually what they're putting on me. It's just coming out in different ways, right? So, I had to make peace with my own Bobby Browns of my life. I had to make peace with the parental figures in my life that were like the Bobby Browns because I had to make peace with the Bobby Brown in me. The same way that rejection is showing up like, I need to control you in order to reinforce the fact that I don't feel control inside myself. That's that same energy. Okay, now I'm attracting people that are trying to control me because I, in myself, need to feel wanted. This is why becoming your own best friend, y'all, if we can do it now, we're doing a whole retreat on.
Really wish we got to hear more of that. I was really curious what that was building up to.
I know. Headliner AI with the cliffhanger again.
Yeah.
It was an interesting clip, though.
Yeah, it really was. I'm actually I'm interested. So, Max, here are your 3 choices for today. Starting with the first one, too legitimate to quit. Second one is energy control. And the third one is making peace real.
Oh, it's a hard one. Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot in that clip that I feel like could go in either of those directions, but I think I'm going to go with the second. It was energy something, energy control.
Second one was energy control.
I don't know. It just has a vibe that feels right for this podcast, but not totally sure. I'm just going to roll the dice on that one.
Okay. Unfortunately, you're incorrect. It was not energy control. It was too legitimate to quit, which was coincidentally my favorite one of the bunch because it just reminds me of MC Hammer, like that one song, Too Legit to Quit. That was the hand motion I was trying to do a sec ago.
It's interesting to do the full word in that. I guess is somehow that's meta now to go away from the shorthand.
Right.
But yeah, cool. Sounds like a good podcast.
Yeah, it does. And here's the show description so we can learn just a little teeny bit more about it. Join non-sleazy sales specialist Annie P. Ruggles and highly successful but utterly relatable guests as they decode the marketing, mindset, sales, and success hacks hidden within beloved movies, TV, music, books, and more. Often goody but never fluffy, each episode ends with easy-to-implement homework that'll leave you feeling delightfully legit. So they did use legit, just in the show description.
I love this cover art. That's so cool. Like the 80s with the old notebook. What were those
composition notebook?
The composition
the
notebooks,
marble, whatever they're called.
Like Ned's declassified school survival guide.
Yeah. Maybe we're getting back to the carbon dating game, but maybe half the call like doesn't remember those, doesn't have the pain of like buying 50 of those and like staffing them in your backpack. I almost call it a knapsack for some reason.
That would be the carbon dating, actually,
Yeah.
Max. What was life like before World War II?
Oh,
No, I'm kidding.
pretty good.
I actually was pretty good.
Egads,
It was
Bobby,
worse.
bring me my knapsack.
Yeah. Back in my day, my backpack was actually just a handkerchief that I tied to a stick and carried down the street.
You go to hobo school? You learned
I
how to
did.
hop
I went
trains?
to hobo school. We didn't take the bus. We actually just hopped into the cargo bay of a locomotive.
That's the best learn. Kids need to learn like the old ways today. They're
The old ways.
They don't hop enough trains.
I learned arithmetic by counting oranges with Hobo Pete in the back of a train. So, yeah, actually, good question, Max. Does anyone here not remember those? I feel like we all would.
Yes.
It's a notebook.
They still
I think
sell
they're
them.
still very relevant.
Yeah,
No.
I would say they are.
I thought everybody, I guess, yeah, like maybe only kids today are going to like have iPads only instead of these notebooks, but
iPad
Yeah,
that's like
kids.
a recent thing.
Maybe now, like kids use Chromebooks. I know the year after
Sure.
I graduated high school, Chromebooks were just given to everybody at my old high school. So,
Yeah. Okay. To bring it back to the podcast, I love that they have the intro or the description saying non-sleazy sales rep. That's awesome.
yeah. I really love that. That was really funny. I appreciate the fact that they felt the need to establish that they aren't sleazy. You know,
Which is a good, I mean, there's a lot of sleazy sales reps out there. I don't know if that's
exactly.
true, but
Well, it's the trope, right?
yeah.
So, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm completely with you there.
Cool pod, cool cover art, good clip. I'm into it.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Coming up next, does anyone want to opt in before I just start picking at random again?
Let's do it. I want to go.
All right. Kristian's always coming in clutch with this. He's always like, yeah, let's do it. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. All right. Kristy?
Yeah, that's my whole thing.
Cover your eye. Oh, you're already covering your eyes. Perfect.
So I implement that, and I don't think the issue is really in making them understand what I'm doing, the value proposition, or they see the value in it. I think it's more, you hear, of course, different argumentations. One of them just being, of course, always when you start, you need to have, ideally an investor would already like to have the company super big, making a lot of revenue, which is, of course, tricky when you just started and when you basically bootstrap the company up to this point. So I think sometimes the argumentation could be in the numbers. Sometimes it's about the outlook, or even investors not having experience from the industry. So they cannot really understand perhaps even the potential, the opportunity versus the risk. I feel when investors interact with women, the questions are much more focused on what are the risks versus when they're talking to men.
Okay. So, Kristy, keep that piece of paper up real quick. Oliver, can we just peek at the show so I can confirm it's the right one? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. Thanks. Kristy, you can now take that down.
All right.
Okay.
Give them to me.
Here are your three options. First one is The Prodigal Investor.
Okay.
Number 2 is Pre-Zero Sports Talk. And number 3 is Finding Happiness with Sid Bartnick.
That's the first one. Like, no question.
You want to talk us through your logic for that?
They're talking about investments. They talked about kind of the fiscal stuff. It's like business talk. It's like, I can't tell you, not here, but at other jobs where you go to a meeting and that's just what it sounds like. It just sounds like business TM. So that is the only like business TM podcasting right into that.
Okay. Very, very logical choice, right? Like if this was an episode of Star Trek, Spock would be nodding right now and calling it most logical. But yeah, you're actually wrong. It was the Pre-Zero Sports Talk, the second choice. I know. That's why I asked you to keep your thing up, because I was listening to it and then I was like, oh, did we somehow like cross the wires? But no.
It's even less than zero sports talk. It is negative sports talk.
Yes, it is less than zero sports talk.
It is pre-zero, and that's my score for this one. It was the curveball.
Yeah,
But there is a logic to it. So yeah, let's see what this was about. by reading the show description.
Let's find out. Let's see what their description is.
Welcome to the Pre-Zero Sports Talk podcast show, your home for open, straightforward, and thrilling conversations on the latest happenings in the world of sports and events. Leading the change for carbon neutral sports and events, we bring you the most exciting and engaging discussions on the airwaves. Our host, Sid Bensala, is a seasoned professional in the sports industry with over 20 years of experience. His mission is to explore ways to decarbonize the sector and act towards a more sustainable future. Join us as we dive deep into the latest and most compelling topics in sports with no bias or restrictions. So, get ready for an honest and unfiltered journey into the world of sports and events that'll leave you informed, entertained, and wanting more. So it is about sports, but by the sound of things, it's more from like a carbon neutral, like how can we get the business to be good for the environment sort of way.
Did we check what the episode title is?
Interesting.
We could. Oliver, do you happen to remember what it is, or could you look it up while we push forward?
Feels good to be home.
It does.
From passion to purpose, TriPulse's path to fitness, sustainability, and community.
Okay.
Awesome.
Is Oliver going to become like the person on all those other podcasts that they're always asking to do stuff? Like, I forgot the name.
Oh, yeah, it's that guy. Oliver is officially that guy.
Yeah.
They're always like, look this up.
Producer Oliver.
Joe.
I'm the guy in the booth. I need to get the sound like I'm in a producer booth, and I need to be, like when Howard Stern asked to do things or ask questions, and I'm like, we got to fact check that, Nicholas. It was 1973.
Actually, it's a very good thing for Oliver to be doing that, because anytime years come up, I will get it wrong. I will get my own birth year wrong. Like, it'll just happen one of these days. Next up at bat, do we have anyone else that wants to opt in first? No takers? Okay. Elissa, we're 0-2 so far, so like no pressure, but please get it right.
All right. Sounds good.
Cool. All righty. So you may cover your eyes.
And if you're not producing that, you're just going through several different processes in software and all that stuff, then you're not living your purpose. And that's why you feel burnt out and you feel disconnected from the profession. You're not happy. You're living that moral injury, as you say. No? So if you do that, then it's not going to be useful for you in the long term. You might stick around for 30 years, make your money, and get out. But that's not going to be helping you end of it. You'll say, I lived a fulfilled career or life. And that's going to be too much of a regret at the end of that period, right?
Yeah, it does. It breeds cynicism. And I think that's why people leave accounting after they've been in it for 2 to 5 years or whatever it is. Right. Yeah. And Ed will probably ask you about this, and we've only got about a minute, but I just want to get the ball rolling on this.
Sure.
Your book, Client Accounting Services.
Okay. So, Elissa, your 3 choices for today are All Day CPA, Conversations Beyond the Balance Sheet, Authors with Numbers, or The Soul of Enterprise.
Oh, those are good options. I really like the first one.
Yeah, I think it's a good title for sure.
It's solid.
It's so good.
I'm going to go with 3. I feel like that's, I don't know. Yeah, no.
Was there any reason why you chose 3, maybe?
Soul of Enterprise? I don't know. I mean, I feel like... Hold on. Can you repeat the first one again? I'm sorry. I'm having another conversation.
No. By all means. All Day CPA, Conversations Beyond the Balance Sheet. The second one is Authors with Numbers. And the third one is The Soul of Enterprise.
You said no pressure, but I'm putting a lot of pressure on this.
Well, that was the intention.
Yeah, I got that. I really like the first one, and I really want that to be right.
Okay. Is that your choice, or are you just hoping you're wrong again?
No, I'm going to lock that one in. That one's just good. I'm going with it. Yeah.
So I hate to break it to you, but you have been successfully bamboozled. It was actually The Soul of Enterprise.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's madly unfortunate.
Don't get me wrong. I think like if I were in your situation, I would have picked All Day CPA also, because they were just talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
just
sorry.
Ruined my streak.
I'm disappointed.
It's fine.
I don't think you got it last week, did you? I actually don't remember. Okay. See, this is why I need a fact checker.
It has been betting 100,000%. That was hard. And I just want to let you all know, I designed this entire week's clues to try and beat Elissa. So,
well, you did it. So
we've done it. This is the part where Oliver runs up the rocky steps and he starts like jumping at the top of them. He's going to fly now. Okay, so the description.
You knew in your heart what the right one was. It was your first instinct.
Yeah.
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 You were still
I don't
right.
feel like I really stumped you, to be completely honest.
No, it took me being a bit of a stalwart about it to get you to switch.
You made me second guess myself, and that's not hard to do. So it's fine.
That's why they call me second guess Nicholas.
But I'll take the L.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. That's why they call me second guess Nicholas. It's actually not. It's because I second guess myself, but whatever. Anyway, the soul of enterprise is designed to champion the insight that wealth is created by intellectual capital, a product of the inexcusable human spirit. Wealth is above all an accumulation of possibilities. These possibilities lie hidden in the womb of the future, waiting to be discovered by human imagination, ingenuity, and creativity, manifested in free enterprises dedicated to the service of others. Tune into The Soul of Enterprise with Ron Baker and Ed Kless, broadcast live every Friday at 12 noon Pacific time on the Voice America Influencers channel and at 1 p.m. Pacific time on the Voice America Business channel. So that's cool. This is a live show, which I suddenly understand their podcast art because it's them performing live on stage, so that's kind of clever.
You think they actually play these instruments?
I don't know. No, I think it's live. Like they're trying to show that it's a live show. So they're performing live on a stage.
I was just hoping, I was like, listen.
Yeah, get a little enterprise advice in there and then throw a little sax solo on it.
The juxtaposition between let's talk about accounting. Yeah. Also, the all day CPA was so good.
It really was. It did feel like it would be the podcast's title if you didn't know it was live.
I'm not going to stop thinking about it. And there's a beer called the All Day IPA by Founders.
So right now we're having a conversation with Kristy's lagging audio. Is anybody else?
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, he's phasing in and out.
So we just get to talk to him in the past and the future and don't know if he's hearing what we're hearing.
I am having very serious.
I believe Kristy, who is cutting out a little bit, was alluding to the fact that the All Day CPA was based on a beer from the Founders Brewing Company called All Day IPA.
Was it?
Excellent fact checking.
Right. Yep.
You even got the brewery name in there.
He's fact checking my creative process now.
Well,
because we don't use AI to generate responses anymore because it makes it too easy. Hear that, robots? You're too easy.
We're on to you, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Terminator and every famous movie TV robot. HAL 9000. Anyway. Okay. Moving on to our next one. It's from Jesse. You ready for this?
Oh, yeah.
What are you covering your face with today? Is that a cup?
Yeah, this is a leather plunger mute by MG Leatherworks. Not sponsored.
Very cool. Could we be? Do you think we could get an image of you covering your face on a billboard for them?
Maybe so. I'd do it.
But that's a cup. That's the most intricate description of a cup I've ever heard.
How does a leather cup work? Is this a skin from the Western movies or
So no, this is
Nordic times?
If you can imagine, it's just like a leather thing here. It's like a plunger and it has a felt lining on the inside and a little magnet here if you wanted to do it. But essentially it's just like that right there.
Oh, I see. It's for a
trumpet.
For your trumpet.
Yeah.
It's not to drink out of.
No, sorry. Should have been more clear with that. I just grabbed the closest thing that I had.
Yeah, I thought it was some kind of plastic cup or something. I didn't realize it was for a trumpet.
No, yeah.
But I guess you could use it as a koozie if you wanted to. But
anything's a cup if you're brave enough.
Yeah, that's very true.
Jesse, you're qualified to create a sales podcast where you also play the trumpet. So
I guess I am.
If it hasn't been done yet, as far as I know, Soul of Enterprise does not play their instruments in their podcast. So, if you're interested, there's an option for you.
Yeah, there's the pivot for you. You could call it the Louis Armstrong Sales Podcast, and you could change your name to Louis.
That'd be good. I would do that. I think that's a good artistic choice for me, honestly.
For sure. All right, let's get this next clip.
I just want to add this, and I'm sorry, I can't help myself. Would you consider a trumpet podcast where on the cover you're wearing a business suit?
Yeah. I think that would be another good one. Could have like a briefcase full of just trumpets coming out of it.
That's why I'm just producing and shouldn't be allowed to talk.
No. This is there's money in this idea.
All
right, let's get this next clip cooking.
You are asked if you have a strong why, you can face anything moving forward, and I think love is the strongest possible why. Love for your audience, love for your craft, love for what it is that you wish to convey. I've said it before and I'll say it again and again. If we remove the chains we have placed on love, we may very well find clarity. Love does not and has never promised to be easy. Rather, in seeking to pigeonhole love, we've said, if it doesn't look like this being whatever we have told ourselves love is, then it is not love.
Okay. That is one heck of a clip. And really quick, I can't help myself now, but I want this host to read the dictionary on an episode of his podcast because he just has one of those voices. I'm getting James Earl Jones meets Bane from The Dark Knight Rises vibes in all the right ways. So, Jesse, that being said, Your three options are TJ in Your Mind, Love and Poetry, and Meditations from Munich.
What was the last one there?
Meditations from Munich, the German city.
So I'm really leaning toward Meditations just because of the very rhythmic and like calm music that was in the background. This sounds like something that you would meditate to.
Sure.
However, I'm getting a little caught up on the Munich part because I don't believe he's German.
Okay.
So could I get the first one again, please?
TJ in Your Mind.
And then the second is Love and Poetry. I think I have to just risk it and hope that he's German.
Okay. So you're picking Meditations.
I'm picking number 3, Meditations from Munich.
Okay. Unfortunately, it is not Meditations, nor is it from Munich. It is TJ in Your Mind. Actually, he may be from Munich. I don't know, but
I'm so surprised you didn't pick that. This is just like obviously a title. This guy TJ is now going to be in my mind forever. Just like this voice.
I was just like, I was listening to the music so much, and I was like, I could definitely meditate to this. This is a
I know what you mean. It has that like the music has this sort of staccato to it, and the way he's reading kind of matches it. So yeah, I probably would have picked that too, if I'm being honest. But let's find out a little bit about TJ and what he's doing in everyone in this call's mind. The ability to capture deep felt emotions and put them into words is one I do not take lightly. I count it as a privilege that I'm able to do this. So I've recorded some of them here for you to hear. I hope they help you in some way or another. If you enjoy the poems, you can purchase my poetry compilation books, Bold or When the Heart Speaks, available via Amazon or Barnes & Noble. So there you have it. It is a poetry reading podcast, kind of maybe a little slam poetry freeform of him. And he has several books.
He does live in Germany, in Berlin, though.
Okay. So
looky there.
I never would have guessed it. I don't know.
He's also a vocalist and vocal coach.
I can see that.
Yeah, I can see it. I can hear the hours he's put into that voice.
The way he projects his voice definitely screams training to me. It's just, it's all diaphragm and none of it's head voice, even for speaking. You got to love it. Okay. Well, we've all gone once now. So for the final 2 clips we have for today, I'm going to break you guys into teams again. I believe last time it was Jesse and Kristian and Elissa and Max on a team, correct? I might be crossing the wires.
I think it was Elissa and I.
Yes, that's
and
right.
I and Max and I.
Okay. And I am he and you are me and we are all together. Right. Yeah, of course. That's 100% it. It's the lyrics I am the walrus. So let's mix things up today. Elissa and Max, you two can team up and we can get Jesse and Kristian on a team. And if either of you want to opt to go first, we can. If not, I will pick one of you at random. I've already forgotten the teams, so I hope someone remembers them.
Jesse, let's go.
That's the spirit. Once again, we got the Wahoo going, which, might I add, Elissa said is Super Mario-like earlier in the chat.
Is my connection getting any better?
It's
probably.
Yes, it's a bit better. But this will be interesting for sure.
Yeah, low bar, though.
I have no idea what's going on.
That's okay, Kristian. We're all going to try.
Turn off your video since we're probably not doing video anyways. It might help a little bit.
Yes. Thank you, Oliver. That's actually a very good idea.
See. I didn't even know that. Does that sound better?
Yes.
Yes, seemingly, yeah. Okay.
But now we have to trust you. Are your eyes closed? Is your index card up?
Yes, they are closed. I promise.
Okay. Jesse, I'm assuming yours are too. I actually can't see the video right now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yep, I see the cup.
Specialty and not just a little appendage off of the obstetrics or pediatrics or wherever else you happen to be practicing genetics. And so when they applied to the American Board of Medical Specialties, the American Board of Medical Specialties says, sure, come on in. But let's take a look at your membership list. Oh, my gosh, who are all these master's level people here?
Yeah, they're not a doctor. What are they doing on the list?
No. And where are all these PhDs doing on the list? We don't even like them. We don't even want them.
MD or nothing.
This is a medical association, and we want to recognize a medical specialty, not all these other people. And when they let genetic counselors know that the only way they could be recognized, medical genetics could be recognized as a medical specialty was for the.
Okay. So your three choices right now are Double Helix with Felix, DNA Today, a genetics podcast, or CRISPR Pod, CRISPR pod.
Ooh. I'm leaning towards the first or the third one. CRISPR stuff is really cool. So CRISPR pod, that sounds like very niche and not created.
Yeah. Like that's too original. Yeah, I'm thinking like CRISPR pod is too original. Or because like Double Helix with Felix, I mean, phenomenal title. You want to do that one? 10 of 10. It's a great title, but I feel like it's too good. Like I feel like
it's too good.
I gotta stay.
Really?
I think I might pick the first one for me. What are you thinking?
I will go with it. I think Double Helix with Felix is so good. It is my favorite title on there. I will admit.
Yes.
So to be clear, you guys are picking Double Helix, or are you voting it out?
We'll pick it. I think
we're voting for it.
Yeah, we're locking it in.
Okay.
Yes.
Unfortunately, DNA Today, a genetics podcast, was your choice.
What?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I'm so bad at this.
You're pitching a no-hitter today, Nicholas.
I know. Has no one gotten it right so far? I don't think so, right?
Not today.
Not a single one. My
God.
today.
Some lucky geneticist named Felix just got the best podcast title they can possibly ask for. So
Double Helix. That's like, it's too good because that's like a band. Because if like a high school garage band isn't going to come up with something that good, like that's something somebody gave to them later.
Yeah. Yeah. My only edit for it would be the Double Helix, but that's just me. I'm doing the inverse of Justin Timberlake in The Social Network. I actually want the Facebook, but that's just me. All right. Let's learn a little bit about this podcast. Discover new advances in the world of genetics, from technology like CRISPR to rare diseases to new research. For over a decade, multi-award-winning podcast DNA Today has brought you the voices of leaders in genetics. Host Kira Dineen brings her genetics expertise to interview geneticists, genetic counselors, patient advocates, biotech leaders, researchers, and more. So, yeah, we have DNA today. Unfortunately, I guess that means there isn't a Felix. So someone out there will presumably profit
Someone
from
named
this amazing
Felix
title.
has to go down this path. It's been chosen for them.
Yeah. So Felix, if you're out there, free podcast name, more power to you if you use it.
Just shoot us an email to claim it and we'll get you set up.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it as a band name too.
Yeah, it could be a good math rock name.
Yeah,
Just
with
saying.
nobody named Felix in the band.
It's like a Polyphia duo.
Yeah. There you go. So moving on. Alyssa and Max, are you both ready?
Woohoo! Yes, I won't do the Mario sound because I'll butcher it, but yes.
All right, well, here we go. Cover both of your eyes and we'll get this last clip just out in the open. Actually, there is one more after this. Everyone can do it
I
together.
don't know what I would have done without you during the Rosie crisis.
How is she, by the way?
She's doing well. Jeanette's recommendation to do some sessions with 2 advos was a good one. It really helped Rosie address my failures directly without giving her the sense that she was being unfair.
Failures?
They were. I can have compassion with myself about why they happened to begin with, but ultimately I failed her for a time.
That's right, for a time.
Thanks, Topher. I'm getting the kind words. Thank you.
Ooh, I am loving Feeny the telepath.
It's okay to be nervous about all this telepathy, old friend.
You would know. Bossing me around again, I see.
You got kind of quiet there, Sass.
Just making sure he's there. It's so good to have him back.
Golly, did you two just land in knee-high bluegrass?
Okay. So here are your choices. Number 1 is the Reclaimers. Number 2 is the Proclaimers. And number 3 is the Fiction Garage.
Okay, wow. I really feel like Oliver's trying to trip us up here, and it's either 1 or 2. But it could be the third one, because you could be thinking, you know what, they're gonna debate 1 or 2.
What was the third one?
The Fiction Garage.
Yeah, there was so much going on in that clip. I do not know where to start. I'm like, is it a story or are they actually doing telepathy on this podcast?
I felt like it was very scripted. So I was like, are they reading a book? And then I was like, no, there's a lot of just pure dialogue. So, but it could be acting.
It would still be a book.
It could be.
Yeah, it's just the reactions felt genuine enough that I'm like, it kind of feels like it's real time. But then also the story was like, what? This is not happening right now. This is definitely a scripted thing. I don't know. Which one are you leaning towards?
I think Reclaimers is out. I feel like Proclaimers, because they seem very positive more. I don't know. I just didn't like Reclaimers. So I'm feeling either Proclaimers or the Fiction Garage?
Yes, the Fiction Garage.
That one was just really different. So I'm like, is that a red herring or is this the option? And
what was that show that was a podcast that was a cartoon as well it was Duncan Trussell? It had a name like that, where he's a podcaster flying through the universe. Nobody see this show? If not, you guys got to watch it.
It seems like something we all should have seen. But
Oliver, can you pull that up for us? And it was it's something like the Fiction Garage. That's why I'm asking, because I'm like, is it an homage to that?
The Midnight Gospel?
Midnight Gospel is nothing like the Fiction. That's what I was thinking of. And now I'm like, okay, that sounds nothing like Fiction Garage. So
all right.
Never mind. But that was a similar vibe. So I was like, maybe it could be like that, but I remember it totally wrong. So I don't know.
I don't know. What are you thinking? Are you leaning towards anything?
I like the Fiction Garage.
I like it too.
As a title, but I really have no idea which one it could be.
I like it.
Should we just go for it?
You make yeah, sure.
It's 3 words, so it's like the no. I was gonna say it's like the Midnight Gospel, but it's I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's go Fiction Garage.
Okay. First off, Max, yes, I have seen Midnight Gospel in hindsight. Once someone said the name. Great show. Unfortunately, it has failed you because it is not the Fiction Garage.
Oh, man.
It is the Reclaimers.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
If we were keeping score, I would be so far below everybody right now. I don't think I've got one right.
I think most of us haven't gotten one right. across like all of these. I think Elissa is the only one who consistently has gotten it until today.
This episode.
Well, until today.
This
episode's cursed. This episode's cursed.
Not the Friday the 13th episode, but this one.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th. Crap. Oh, well. That's fine.
So, let's learn a little bit about the Reclaimers. The Reclaimers seek to help survivors of emotionally abusive relationships move on with their lives. Set in the near future, where emotional abuse is appropriately deemed a crime, some humans have developed an empathy superpower, enabling them to reform the justice system and provide support to survivors of such crimes. So, by the sound of it, it is a fiction podcast, sort of a radio drama adjacent format, you know, where they are acting out a script.
Wow.
That's at least what I got from it.
Yeah, that's a cool premise. I mean, that's why it was so confusing to figure out what was happening.
Yeah, for sure. And for what it's worth, it was, it was well acted for sure. It reminded me of like those old school radio dramas, like Orson Welles doing War of the Worlds a little bit. You know, it's well acted. So, unfortunately, no one has gotten any of them right so far today. And we only have one clip left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw all of you at this one at once, and you just all have to decide, like, we can do it one of two ways, and we can do a quick vote. Either all of you can work together to get it, or you each get one vote each. Like, you all work independently.
Together.
Now, Kristy, if you all work together, you will have a 33% chance of picking the right thing as a team.
We're a team.
Okay. That's the spirit, I guess.
Is greater than the sum. So
yeah,
we're going to up that percentage, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. And for the record, this might be the hardest one to pick. So we'll see how this goes. Everyone, I guess, just cover your eyes.
And if your payroll vendor has not started working, solving the changes, they're already behind. Also, how often would you have the chance to hear a retirement industry veteran, that would be Paul with 30 years of experience, talk about the impact of the latest legislation signed at the end of 2022 that impacts all employers, whether they have a retirement plan or not? By the way, Paul has read all 130 pages of the Act that covers retirement plans, so you don't have to. And we'll have a roadmap for navigating the changes, both the mandatory ones and the optional ones. Of course, that can be kind of technical, so Neil and I will be along to provide stories that give the law context, as well as trying to keep you laughing and engaged. Look, our goal for this speech is to inform, be memorable, get our name recognized, answer questions, and not being normal.
Okay. There is your clip. Just a quick comment from me, because once again, I can't help myself. Am I the only one that felt like the background music was given Top Gun energy?
Yes.
Just a little bit. I'm imagining a raptor just like taking off from a runway. Okay. So here are everyone's options right now. First one is Inside, Connect, and Simplify. Second one is HR Unleashed. And the third one is Fun with the Law.
HR Unleashed sounds like such a great horror movie.
That sounds like Oliver, though. HR Unleashed.
Terrifying.
Yes.
And I feel like it was from the perspective of like the law. I don't know that Fun with the Law would necessarily be the right answer, but they sounded like they were talking about like
they're talking about the law.
Yeah.
And it was Paul, Neil, and I. So whoever this third person is.
Mm-hmm.
And they were, their goal is to be known and help other people doing what their profession is, which I'm assuming is being a lawyer, because they said they read a long bill.
Mm-hmm.
And they understand the law and want to help people with it. So
retirement was part of it. So I see where the HR is coming in with the retirement plan. But I do think
HR doesn't help us with our retirement plans.
No.
Oliver.
We can book a one-on-one to discuss your...
Oh my God.
HR Unleashed.
Once again, I'd love to see the movie poster for something called HR Unleashed. I want to know what that would look like.
Oliver in the headliner suit.
What was the other option? It was HR Unleashed, some fun with the law, and what?
Yes. Inside, connect, and simplify.
Yes.
What is it? Insight, connect, and simplify? Inside.
Yeah.
Inside, connect, and simplify?
Correct.
I like that.
I know. I feel the same way. You're right. This is hard. Fun with the law. That's kind of, I feel like that's, and I always just lean towards like the actual like stuff.
Pick three, Malord. Pick three.
I like the connect and simplify personally. I don't know that would be something that I feel like HR Unleashed could be an Oliver came up with that, and Fun with the Law could be an Oliver came up with that.
Okay.
I think we're giving Oliver entirely too much credit. I don't think that it's really a 3,000 IQ play like we think he's doing to us.
Yeah, guys, I mean,
I know we talked ourselves out of these more times than we.
For the record, it's entirely possible that I was lying when I said this would be the hardest one in order to make it the hardest one. Just saying.
I don't like this game.
Might be three-dimensional chess going on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ever figure out how to play, it's over for y'all.
Which one do you like, Jesse? Fun with the law?
I think Fun with the Law.
Fun with the law. Fun with the law.
Is that Kristian?
I think.
All right, you guys convinced me. I'm on board with Fun with the Law.
Fun with the Law.
Wait, Fun with the Law is everyone's agreeing about that. Elissa, you're cool with that?
Yeah, for a team, we failed together.
Okay,
before you lock that in, I just want to wonder if you just want to listen to Elissa.
Yeah.
She had some really good insights before you lock it in about choosing that one. Just think it over. I mean, I do want to remain unbeaten, but also I just want to make sure that you all know this entire week's episode was set to Elissa difficulty. So just consider what Elissa's saying, because it is the Elissa episode.
Obviously a ploy to
Is it the first one? Should we all go with the first one?
All right, guys.
I feel like part of setting this to the Elissa difficulty is you're like trying to make me second guess myself because I'll do it. Fun with the Law.
Okay.
That's what the team said.
Law is incorrect. Unfortunately, you should have listened to your gut instinct when you said HR Unleashed and Fun with the Law were very Oliver choices, because it's Inside, Connect, and Simplify.
So this proves that we can all drag Elissa down collectively.
Sounds like stop, collaborate, and listen.
Yeah.
There you go. We got 2 episodes that may as well have been like lyrics from famous 90s rap songs. We got 2 legitimate to quit.
Collaborate and listen.
Yeah. So sorry, nobody got one this week. You are all going home with your complimentary Headliner podcast gift baskets, but nothing else. And also, all the gift baskets don't have chocolate in them. We've taken them out because you guys haven't won anything.
Sad episode for examples
Can we
of
get some
teamwork.
applause, like applause.mp3?
We could, Kristy, but I think it would be a better fit if we just had Jesse play the sad trumpet really quick in the background.
I have an air horn sound effect.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. I was hoping you'd pull up like an actual air horn, Elissa. So sorry, everybody. Maybe next week, Elissa won't second guess herself and we can get back to like just the baseline of Elissa gets it right while the rest of us flail for dear life.
Incredible.
Perfect.
Bone.
And
cue the pod jazz.
Yeah, cue the pod jazz. I hope everyone who's listening enjoyed the episode. Goodbye.